Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Jewel Von Jules. Today we're going to go into step 2 of starting your garden. Get you one of these $6 seed starter trays from the dollar store. Again, do not sleep on the dollar store. It's only $6. I got the big one, which is 72 cells, and these are what the cells look like. I got the big ones because I can stretch out a lot of different plants, and they're also breakable to where you can separate and downsize a little bit if you want to, but I really like the fact that it has holes at the bottom for drainage, and I could water from the bottom and the roots kind of grow downward and out. And then it has this really awesome catch tray that catches any water, but we can also water from the bottom, similar to how God did back in Genesis. So this is really cool, and I love the setup of this tray. If you have the seed starter kit subscription from Jewel Von Jules, yours might look a little bit different, but they're all reusable and they're all going to be absolutely amazing to get the job done. Okay, so next we're going to go into soil. I really don't care what kind of soil you get because they are babies, as long as they have something on there that says that it's going to be fed, which means it has those nutritional beads in it like I showed you in the previous video. You want to make sure that it has that food in there for your plants and it has good aeration and drainage. So this is the tropical potting mix from Miracle-Gro, but again, I don't care what kind of soil you use as long as it has some nutrients in it. So we go ahead and we start by filling up our trays with soil. The very first method we're going to show you is the one where you grew your seeds in soil using the Jewel Von Jules germination kit. So you started off with your seeds in the soil and you ended up having some plants just sprouting straight out of the dirt. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the seedlings out of the dirt because of how you started. But all you got to do is flip it over. And to separate the roots, you want to do a little bit of tap tap. You don't want to pull because you don't want to damage the roots, but we are going to do a little bit of tapping and a little bit of jiggle, jiggle, jangle, jangle just to get some soil loose off of the roots. And then they'll kind of split up and separate on their own a little bit easier. So that is what this looks like as I jingle, jingle, tap, tap the soil loose there. So once we get the soil loose, then we have an individual plant from that big group of plants. Okay, so after that we're going to take that little seedling. Oh, wait, this is what it looks like. This right here, isn't that beautiful? You see those roots just growing and sprouting and doing what they do best. That is absolutely beautiful. So from there, that is when we're gonna, well, my finger is a little bit too big, but if yours is a little bit more narrow, you can use your finger to poke a hole. But my finger is a little chunky, so I'm gonna use a tool which you can use bamboo skewers, or you can just use a chopstick, toothpick, whatever you need to do. But I use that to make a hole for my plant baby, and then I use my fingers to kind of pinch around the root and then kind of secure it. And I can also use that tool as well, but you're just using your finger to push the roots down and to push some more soil back in place so that that plant can stand up on its own. And we just continue to repeat the process. So if you have any questions, please comment down below. But throughout this process right here, we're just kind of pushing them in with the soil, and then we add the water for glue. The water is going to make sure everything stays right in place where it needs to, which is absolutely awesome. So we're going to keep going with this, and then we're going to transition over to our seedlings that we germinated in the napkin. So you want to start with the same process again, getting the same tools, making sure you fill up your tray. But this is what it's going to look like when you have a seed coming from the napkin in the Ziploc bag germination method versus the soil method. But again, this is all just step 2, which is called transplanting, which means we take it from where it was to where it's going. So again, we go ahead and fill that tray up nice and good. Now we're going to take the seed and we gently separate it from the napkin, and you're left with roots in an open seed that looks like this. You want to make sure that you put your your roots going downward and the seed part upward. I don't care how the roots grow, if it's crooked looking, if it's zigzag, it does not matter. You want to make sure that the roots go down first. Then you gently pinch the soil around the stem or around the seed, whichever is bursting out, and that's going to hold it secure. Again, it does not matter how the roots grow out. The roots always go down. Even if some of the seed is still in the ground when you transplant it, it's okay. It's going to push itself out. It's going to do what it needs to do. So it's perfectly fine. But again, you just continue through this process until all of your seeds are in the dirt where they need to be. And baby, you are on and popping, setting your plant babies up for success. When we say transplant seeds or transplant, it just means taking it out of one container and sending it to a new one. And the biggest thing that I want you to remember is pinching the soil. You pinch and you squeeze and you push down on the soil to secure the plant in its place. Okay, and then you use the water as glue. So it's not a super long process. It's not super difficult or anything like that. It's fairly simple. If you have any questions, please comment down below. But again, you needed 3 things to get started, and you only need 3 things for your next step. You need a container, some soil, and maybe some bamboo skewers, maybe a chopstick. But literally, that's all you need. So good luck on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. Have grace with yourself and the world around you. And again, if you have any comments or questions, please comment down below.